We're here at NAB 2023 where these guys just figured out how to add character to your mundane lenses. Check it out.
DIY Photography's coverage of NAB 2023 is sponsored by Sennheiser, Zhiyun, Smallrig, and B&H.
I'm here with Mike from Modulate, co-founder. Tell us, how did you add character to this 85 run-of-the-mill lens?
Oh man, so we did. Modulate's a brand new company, co-founded by myself and cinematic lens design legend Ian Neal. So Ian's been around a long time. He has a baker's dozen Academy Awards, and he's always just working on really innovative things. And he came up with what he showed me this a bunch of years ago, this VariLook technology, and so I could basically take any lens, vary an effect, and basically in effect ramp the look of the lens. And that's doing things like adding halation, adding glow, adding astigmatism, doing it really, really scientifically. He was like, it's like the anti-detuning, right? I'm not just messing around with an element and hoping for the best and then getting inconsistent results across the line. So he figured out basically he's a great zoom lens designer, figured out a way to build a zoom lens that actually zooms aberrations, not magnification. So we did it.
That's crazy. It's hard to wrap my head around it, but can you explain to me what's the benefit of having it behind the lens? Because I know that there's a slew of things that you can put in front of your camera to add character, quote unquote. Yeah. So what are you guys innovating in this design?
Sure. So yeah, a front adapter, a front anamorphic adapter, or a filter might be a way to do it. It's going to probably give you, especially a filter, is just going to give you a constant look. You know, you're going to give an equal diffusion across the entire field of view. But when you put it in the back, the reason we did this with EF lenses, so just so everyone is clear, it's EF lens to E mount or RF mount. We use that optical space in the back, not dissimilar to other optical rear adapters. That's where we can fit the optics basically. But instead of doing something boring, we're actually transforming the look of the lens into something much more cinematic. And by doing a rear adapter, it also lets us make it accessible to almost like a whole new group of filmmakers who wouldn't have access to some of the really iconic lenses that we're chasing with these adapters.
And you say iconic lenses, you actually told me that this one looks like a particular lens, is that right?
It does. We spent a lot of time looking at some old patents, we spent a lot of time testing, and we are actually saying that these are inspired by something, and this first L1 look of ours is inspired by the Super Baltar lens, which is right now a fan favorite, my favorite. Renting for $600, $700, $800 a day, $120,000 set of lenses. You have to rehouse them. You have to find them. Yeah. It's crazy. And what everyone loves about the Baltar is that glow. There's that halation that's just so perfect. And I tell you what, on axis, this one really gets it, but we want to let people crank the look up to sort of new extremes. We call this one the Wicked Baltar internally, and it really lets you do a couple things. It lets you shoot at faster f numbers than ever before for a Baltar. It extends all these lenses to full frame, which the Baltar set is not. Right, so now even if you're using Baltars, try a new focal length and cut the footage. And a lot of people who might be using a rear adapter might be delivering to YouTube, might be delivering to smaller screens, and with the real vintage lenses, that looks almost sometimes lost. Those were meant to be projected on really big screens. So giving people more intensity allows them to really sort of dial in the amount of look that they want.
So myself, I like the lenses, but I have to say sometimes it's maybe a little too much for me. Yes. Is this going to be variable in that sense as well? Can I reduce the amount of effect?
Exactly. So this Baltar look, probably starts at a relatively mild strength, but not zero, and then goes to an extreme look. So if you're trying to shoot at T1.6 and the effect's too much, just dial the knob back to min. If you want to shoot at 2.8, you might actually have to crank it up to get the effect that you want. So the other thing that's really unique and part of the worldwide patent pending of this device is that it is parfocal. It stays in focus. It's a true zoom. So these are cinema lens grade cams. So as you're doing your min to max on look, you're staying in focus. So you could, you do a focus ramp, you do an aperture ramp, you can do a look ramp. So imagine a person sort of, getting creamier and more halated as a function of dial turn as he transforms to some other place or some other scene.
So in addition to changing the way that it looks, you can also change what you do in order to change what it looks.
Yeah, people say that these looks are more of a, people can never describe what they love about vintage lenses. A lot of times it's the feel. Right. So that's that's the feel good knob, right? You just turn that thing and you dial in the amount of character that you want. Maybe sometime you want more, maybe sometime you want less.
And is every adapter one type of look?
Yes, every adapter is trying to give a specific quality. So our first look is this inspired by Baltar, sort of our strongest effect. Our second effect is inspired by the Canon K35, the $350,000 set of lenses I couldn't even rent last week to show on our upcoming Kickstarter. And that's a much more subtle effect, because somebody who's used to shooting vintage lenses for that little bit of vintage might feel that this is a little bit too extreme, and everyone just sort of loves that, whatever that little edge that the K35s take off. People really like it. You project those lenses; they're really sharp. They're actually really, really good. They just have that little bit of something. So we gave this a little bit of. We just gave this that little bit of something.
What other lens styles can we see? Can we expect things like Pontros or S4s?
Well, the third look that we're doing is what we're calling, it's like a retroscope, and what it does is it keeps the center in perfect focus. So we're almost doing no effect on axis, and then as a function of field, we're giving a lot of astigmatism, and the astigmatism is akin to sort of what we would say a vintage anamorphic. I mean, again, Ian's designed a lot of anamorphic lenses. He still has a mental idea of how much astigmatism should be left, residual astigmatism should be left in the lens. So that's what we did with our look 3. And one cool trick with that is maybe you film flat, you crop to scope, but then you actually have some character at the edges that might give you a little bit of an anamorphic feel. And we might be able to do some more things to get some more anamorphic, but it's not a true anamorphic rear adapter. But it's the character of that. In terms of other looks, we're really unlimited to what we can do. So there's a million things on the drawing board. It's just picking something that's unique, as many unique looks as we can give people.
Definitely. I love the idea of making those incredible looks so accessible and easy.
Yes.
So talk to me about price and availability. When can we buy these? When can we start seeing them?
Oh, sure. So I'm one of the actually original co-founders of Moment, and Moment's been a great partner to me, and Moment's going to collaborate with us on the launch of this because they're so good at Kickstarter. So this launches on Kickstarter on April 25th. Pricing is still being worked out. We're trying to be as aggressive as we can on price. And we're going to announce that on the 25th as well. But early adopters for Kickstarter, that's where all of the discounts lie. The earlier you get to the Kickstarter account, the more you're going to save in terms of the tiers.
Well, thanks so much for letting us see this.
Yeah.
Thanks so much for the samples that we're gathering.
Yeah.
I'm so excited to see something like this. I feel like so many possibilities now in the world of filmmaking.
The response, I've shown it around a little bit at NAB, sort of under the radar before the Kickstarter, and every single response has been that. So we're so excited about it. So
Thanks so much for that first look at this. Everyone, stay tuned. Go into that Kickstarter. Make sure you try to support these guys if you can. I'm Adam Frimmer, DIYPhotography.net. Go into that Kickstarter. Make sure you try to support these guys if you can.